This video provides an overview for the usage of the front panel of the 762 and 764 phase selectors and the functions of the various test switches and the display. There are two switches which are used in conjunction with each other and the display and are used to put the phase selector into various test modes. Each press of the select switch will display the next available option. As you press the select switch, you'll notice that the display will go blank unless you press the test switch again until the desired function is displayed. If you go past the desired function, you will need to let the display go off and start over. The function test displayed will not actually begin until you press the test switch. The first functions are used to manually place a call or activate the output. If the particular channel and priority is not enabled, then the manual test will not actually activate the output. The indicator will blink, indicating that the call is not actually being placed. HA, HB, HC, and HD will place a high priority call on that particular channel. Likewise, LA, LB, LC, and LD will place a low priority call on that channel, assuming low priority has been properly enabled. 762s will only have options for channels A and B. To place a call, select the desired channel and priority and press the test switch while the display is illuminated. A 6-second call will be placed. Additional presses of the test switch while the display is illuminated will add 6 additional seconds for each additional press of the test switch. Please refer to the on-site help manual or the installation manual for more details on using the remaining functions, as we will not go into too much detail in this video. The next function that will be displayed is ER, which will display any errors present on the phase selector. SR is used to set the range in IR operation. DT is the detector function test. It is used to detect if IR detectors are connected to the phase selector. The next three, IP, PS, and EL, are rarely used or not currently supported. The RD is used to reset the phase selector back to its factory defaults. Use this setting if you are moving the phase selector to a new location or something has been corrupted in the phase selector. And finally, SB will put the phase selector into standby mode. In this mode, you will still be able to communicate with the phase selector, but it will not respond to any EVP or TSP requests. Next, we will be describing the various connectors and indicator lights on the front of the phase selector. The 762 and 764 are very similar, but the 764 has an additional connector, additional indicator lights, and 4 channels rather than 2 channels. We will start with the indicator lights. The status indicator functions as a power on indicator. It will also blink when the phase selector is in standby mode. The radio indicator, which is only on the 764, indicates the status of the radio module. When blinking amber, it is searching for a radio module. If operating in IR mode, this light will blink occasionally, indicating it is trying to detect a radio that might be connected. When it is steady amber, it indicates that a radio is connected. When it is steady green, it indicates that a GPS 3D fix has been obtained. The link light, when off, indicates that no other radios are in range and communicating. When it is steady green, it indicates that there is active communications with another radio. This indicator is not present on a 762. Next are the call indicators. There is one row for high priority and another row for low priority. A 762 has indicators for channels A and B, while a 764 has indicators for channels A, B, C, and D. When the indicator is steady amber, This indicates an active call on that channel and priority level. If the indicator is blinking, it means that there is a pending call on that channel and at that priority. See the on-site current activity screen for the status of that call. Next, we will discuss the connectors. First, there is the 24-volt DC connector. This is an alternative power input port intended to power the phase selector if you are not powering it via the rear card edge connector. For example, a solar-powered application. This is a power input only. It is not intended to provide output power. Next, we have the auxiliary interface panel connector. As the name implies, this is where the connector leading to the 768 AIP is attached. We have three communications ports. The first is the Ethernet port, typically used when the phase selector is being accessed remotely by CMS. In configuring this port, you will need to use OnSite to define the various IP parameters such as IP address, subnet mask, etc. The RS-232 port is used to communicate locally with OnSite to configure the various parameters of the phase selector and to retrieve logs locally. The default baud rate is 115/200. And finally, there's the USB port. This is an alternative port to use when communicating with OnSite locally. It uses a Mini B USB connector. It is recommended that you use the RS-232 port, but USB is an option. When you first plug into this port, a driver will be installed on your PC, which will then create a serial port for OnSite to use. The final connector is the radio GPS unit connector. This is used to connect the radio GPS unit, such as a 3100, to the 764. This connector is not available on the 762 since the 762 is an IR-only device. For more questions about the use of the 764 front panel, please contact GTT Technical Support.